We continue with paper 2, May, June 2019. So we're going to question 3. We have question 3 and question 4. So we're going to question 3. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. They said the chairman of Tata Motor Company works closely with the finance department to ensure that the company maintains its financial position. Figure 2 shows the revenue for Tata Motor Company from 2011 to 2017. So we have the table there. Now the question says, divide the term revenue. When we talk about revenue, this is the amount of money generated in the course of selling a product. The amount of money a business generates during the sales of products. That's a definition for revenue. Also, you could say revenue is price multiplied by quantity sold. P multiplied by Q.
Yes.
So either ways you get your mark. Question 2. Outline one reason why Tata Motor Company uses overdraft. When we talk about an overdraft is a credit facility that allows a bank customer to withdraw more than its available credit balance. So you have 500 in the bank account. So if you are able to withdraw $550, for example, 550 dinars, for example, that is 50 dinar days an overdraft. So overdraft is a short-term loan, is a short-term finance. So I wrote, Tata Motor Company may use overdraft to fund short-term finance, which means it has additional funds to purchase tires. So Tata, because it's a short-term finance, it might be used for operations. So that's the point there. Question 3. Calculate to 2 decimal places the percentage increase in revenue from 2011 to 2017. You are advised to share your working. From 2011, so the formula is the change in revenue minus original revenue divided by original revenue multiplied by 100. That's the formula. Change in revenue minus original revenue divided by original revenue multiplied by 100. So our revenue in 2011, that's 18,441. Our change in revenue is 42,839. So it's 42,839, which is the change in revenue minus original revenue from 2011, which is 18,441, divided by 18,441 multiplied by 100. So it gives us 1.32 multiplied by 100, that's 132.30%. So the percentage change is 132.30% because it said in 2 decimal place. I think it's clear.
Yes.
Good. Question D. Are you there? Are you there, please?
Yes.
They said, analyze how Tata Motor Company could use the financial information in question. So the financial information is about the revenue analysis. So with revenue analysis, I wrote, the revenue analysis showed that Tata revenue has increased annually, which means it can invest in designing and manufacturing new cars. So there's 130.22% increase over the time. So it means Tata Motor has a lot of revenue that it can use to design new products. That's the first point. 2, Tata Motor Company can use the figures to compare the revenue of its competitors, which might allow it to make decisions about price to increase revenue in the future. So with the revenue available, with the information available to Tata Motors, it can use it to compare the revenue of its competitors, like Kia, like whatever competitors it has in the market. So the revenue of Tata, it can use it to compare. So when you are comparing, Tata might use it to compare, to know if it has to charge higher prices or lower prices to increase its sales. That is question 3. So go to question 3E. Are you there, please? Are you there? Question 3E. So for question 3E, we are supposed to, for question 3E, we're supposed to consider 2 options. We have the primary research and secondary research. So they said Tata Motor Company gathers data to help it promote its vehicles. It is considering 2 options. The first option is primary research. The second option is secondary research. So how they said, the question says justify which one of these options Tata Motor Company should use. So I start with primary research. When I talk about primary research, I wrote, it allows information to be gathered directly from the people about the kind of cars they want and the amount they are prepared to pay. When you use primary research, it means you are gathering first-hand information. And when it is first-hand information, it means you can simply talk to the respondents, who are your customers, to know the amount of the amount they can afford when it comes to price and the kind of cars they want. So that's the first point. So primary research allows you to speak directly to to your respondents, to speak directly to your customers or potential customers about their needs and the price they can afford to pay. 2. So this means Tata may be able to design vehicles that meet the needs of customers, leading to increase in sales. Because you have done a research about their needs. So it means when your research is done, you can use your research to design a product that will meet the needs of your customers. Market research allows you to gather information about the needs and wants of your customers and the price they are able to pay. That is what market research will do. So when you get this information, what do you use this information for? You use this information to design the product that meets the needs of customers. And when you're able to design the products that meet the needs of customers due to primary market research, it means your revenue is likely to increase because you have produced what they want and they are likely to buy. But the problem about primary research is that it takes time and it costs money. It takes a lot of time to gather information because it's first-hand. You have to be on the field. It takes time and it is expensive. That is about primary research. Any question about primary research? Then we'll go to secondary research. For secondary research, I wrote, it is much easier to collect from other sources, which means it won't take that much time to gather information. When you use secondary research is desk research, which means the information you need has been carried out by some researcher before you. So all you need is to get the information from the right source. So that is external. So and it is secondary research. So this information, you are not the one gathering the information. The information is already there. So you are just going to find ways to get those information. So that means it's going to be easier for you, unlike primary research, which it takes time. So for secondary research, maybe you can use the website of your competitors. You can get government statistics. These are secondary research, so it's easier. However, the data collected may not give information that Tata needs. So the problem about secondary research is that the research was done for a specific reason, not for your own reason. So the information you will get from the secondary research might not be useful or might not be relevant with your own needs. That's the first problem about secondary research. The second problem about secondary research is that those information might have been outdated. They are information in the past. So if they are outdated, it means they are not relevant for now. So that's the difference between primary research and secondary research. Any questions about primary research and secondary research? Good. So we'll go to question 4. Have it, please. Question 4, are you there?
Yes.
Question 4. Tata Motor Company employs over 60,000 employees around the world. In 2017, the turnover was $42 billion with 9 million car sales. Tata Motor Company has 6,000 car showrooms around the world. Calculate the average number of vehicles sold in each car showroom. You are advised to share your working. So Tata Motor has 9 million cars. Please check the case study. Check the case study, please. Yes. It has 9 million cars and it has 6,000 showrooms. So it means 9 million cars divided by 6,000 showrooms. 9 million cars divided by 6,000 showrooms. So it is 1,500. Do you get it? So the average number of vehicles sold is 1,500. Is it clear? 1,500. So we'll go to question B. Are you there? It says, analyze why Tata Motor Company ensures that its staff have a detailed induction program. When we talk about induction is a training that new employers use to introduce new employees into the organization. So that is induction. Letting them to know maybe there's new technology, new system, new structure, new operations. These are what you use. So we call it induction training. So that is what you use to introduce employees into the organization. So why will Tata use induction for its employees? I wrote, induction allows employees at Tata Motor Company to be familiar with the working environment, as this allows them to feel part of the company. So we said induction allows you to, introduce you to the company, introduce you to the office environment. And if you have been introduced to the the company office environment or the company itself, it means you get familiar with the working ethics or the working environment itself. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the second point is that it also means they will be introduced. It also means they will be introduced to the staff they will be working with. This allows them to settle down and be productive. With induction training, workers, your colleagues, you'll be introduced to your supervisor, you'll be introduced to your colleagues, you'll be introduced to the manager, and this means you can start working immediately, and that might allow you to be more productive. That's about 4B. Then we'll go to 4C. Are you there, please?
Yes.
They said Tata Motor Company is always looking to find the right location for its new factories. Evaluate the factors Tata Motor Company would have to take into account when making decisions about where to locate new factories. You should use the information provided as well as your knowledge of business. So when you talk about factors that affect location, we are talking about a business trying to move its business or move its premises to a new place. That is location. So I wrote factors Tata Motor may consider when looking for the right location are as follows. 1, availability of skilled laborers. When we talk about skilled workers, we're talking about the employees that Tata would need. So because it's a company, it's manufacture cars, right? So it needs engineers and skilled workers, yes or no? So if Tata Motor is trying to locate its business in a location, it should put into consideration skilled workers like engineers, skilled employees that will need to work with it. So I wrote availability of skilled labor. As Tata needs wide range of skilled employees, example engineers. If they are closer to the factory, Tata operates. This may likely to reduce the overall cost of the new factory. So if the engineers that Tata needs are closer to the premises or to the factory, it means Tata will be paying less, and the workers will be willing to work there because their cost of transportation would also reduce. So that reduces the cost for Tata. Do you get it? But if they are far away from where Tata stays, Tata might need to spend more to attract them to be there. That's the first point. However, finding location closer to skilled labor may increase the cost of land, which may in turn increase the cost of the location. But if you have to find location that you have skilled workers, those locations that have skilled workers will be expensive for people to stay. The environment is for skilled people. So skilled people are high income earners. So if Tata Motor needs to go closer to where skilled workers are, it might need to buy expensive land to be able to have its factory there, and that will increase the cost of location. The second one, accessibility to delivery links. Tata may consider locating to places which are closer to ports or railways so that vehicles can be transported to their destination. So Tata would need to deliver vehicles to different destinations. So it needs to, it's a car, different cars will be needed to be transported to different locations. So that means it needs a port or a railway line where these cars can be and can be easily moved. Aside that, Tata needs to also locate where it could have access to raw materials. So because Tata would need raw materials, equipment to produce the cars. So it needs places that are closer to the port or the railway line. Is it clear? So as the factory will also need continuous supply of materials, I explained. However, the cost of premises closer to ports or railway lines might be high as they will be considered as commercial areas. So the problem about locating in areas that are closer to ports or railway lines is that those areas will be considered as commercial areas, which means the land around there or the premises around there will be expensive. So Tata might not be able. The cost of location might be increasing for Tata. So that ends paper 2 of 2019 major. Any question?
No.